guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tandy. In this video, I will be doing my makeup, as you can see, get into this look, okay? Very simple, but cute nonetheless, while also talking about a political topic, okay? We're talking MOP, not WAP, okay? Makeup and politics. In today's makeup and politics video, I will be discussing the Opelousas Massacre of 1868, which is also referred to as the Opelousas Riot. Some historians, but that's a little questionable, and I'll tell you why later on in this video. If you're interested to know a little bit more about this history, as well as how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so before we get into some things, I'm gonna highly recommend that you check out this video up here that I will link in the cards, because in that video we talked about the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And that's gonna kind of set the tone for this video right here. In that video, we discussed the disenfranchisement of newly freed Black people and their suppressed voting rights. So highly recommend you check that one out. That way you can kind of be on the same page as we are gonna be in this video. So yeah. Moving forward though, to talk about this massacre, while most Reconstruction era violence was in fact sparked by Black Republicans and white Democrats, the initial spark for the massacre was sparked by the attempt of some Opelousas. I really hope I'm saying that right. I really feel like I'm gonna be butchering this town's name throughout the whole video, but I really wanna say Oompa Loompa. I'm not gonna say Oompa Loompa. The initial spark for the massacre was by some of the Opelousas Blacks trying to vote Democrat, right? They were just being a little rebellious, and instead of voting Republican, they wanted to vote Democrat. So they knew that they couldn't vote Democrat in their own town due to, you know, racial tensions. So they decided to go over to the next town over in Washington, where it was a little bit more safe, I guess, right? And this ruffled some feathers a bit, because white Democrats in Opelousas, mainly members of a group called the Seymour Knights, aka the KKK of Opelousas, they visited the nearby town of Washington in order to suppress the Black vote. Here we go again. People wanting to suppress the Black vote. Like, what is really the tea here? Why are some people so intimidated by the color of another person's skin? Like, it just really baffles me. I'm sure I have a slight bias because I am a Black woman, but it really, truly, honestly baffles me. This upsets some, but none other than our homie Emerson Bentley. Okay, Emerson Bentley, you know, he was an easygoing guy. He's actually born in Ohio, but you know, he moved down to Louisiana, trying to make a name for himself. You know, he was a teacher. He actually was even a editor for one of the magazines in Opelousas called The Progress, ironically, because homie was very progressive, you know? He just didn't feel like, you know, there was any validity or reason, I should say, for the oppression of Blacks. So in the article, Bentley argued that such violence should persuade Blacks to, you know, stay loyal to the GOP, which, for those of you who don't know, the GOP stands for Grand Old Party, and it is often synonymous with Republican Party. So it's like a little nickname, okay? So throughout this video, I'll be interchanging GOP, Republican Party. So we're on the same page, you feel me? Now, I know some of y'all are confused right now, but hear me out, okay? The gag is that a lot of newly freed Blacks voted Republican, contrary to popular belief. They didn't always vote Democrat. I'm sure you're asking, why, Candy? Why did they vote Republican? Let's go back a couple years. Now, the Republican Party always opposed slavery. They weren't here for it. They was like, no, like, it's inhumane, you know, it's just none of the things that are good. So Abraham Lincoln, being the first Republican president, he actually, you know, he freed the slaves, Emancipation Proclamation. So therefore, that just kind of grandfathered in the idea that, you know, Blacks were going to vote Republican, right? GOP, remember that. This was in 1865, but y'all should have already knew that because you watched the Voting Rights Act of 1865. Now let's go back to Louisiana, Opelousas to be exact. So yeah, Emerson Bentley really tried to, you know, warn black people like, hey, you know, y'all over here trying to vote Democrat and are being killed, hung, and all of the things. I think you guys should stay loyal to the GOP, right? But you know how the saying goes. Black folks said that, you know, they was newly freed and wasn't nobody gonna tell them how to vote. Okay, period. And that's just that on that. And naturally, those white Democrats came looking for that ass. Shortly after the article appeared, okay, Bentley was severely attacked, brutally beaten. Homie was distraught. Like, his whole mindset was like, I can't do this. Like, he was severely beaten and whipped. But even though he managed to survive, he was like, you know what? I'm getting the hell up out of Dodge, or Opelousas, I should say in this case. He said he had to go. And I don't really blame him, because, I mean, oh, and I didn't mention this, but they attacked him while he was at school teaching. Can you believe that? Like, imagine you just at school, chilling, listening to your teacher, and then boom, your teacher get attacked, severely beaten, to the point where he had to be, you know, hospitalized. Like, that's some crazy shit for that ass, for real. Yeah. Emerson was like, nah, I gotta get out of here. So as soon as he was able to, you know, regain enough strength, he fled for about 3 days before he eventually made it back up to the north, you know, that way.
Oh, yeah, that way.
Old boy got a taste of Southern hospitality, and he wasn't here for it. Numerous reports circulated that Bentley had been killed out of retaliation for his news article, but like I said, he wasn't necessarily killed. The mofo just went into damn hiding. I mean, can you really honestly blame him? His mysterious absence was enough to support rumors of his death, which, you know, the black Republicans, they was like, oh, we got to do something about this. They not about to just try to come for the homie and we just gonna sit back and take it. No, the black Republicans basically tell each other that, hey, you know what? It's time to fight violence with violence. Now, normally, I mind my business or whatever, right? And I don't condone violence of any sort. But I definitely can understand why they would feel the way that they do. You know, when somebody messes with somebody who you're close to, you stand up for them, right? I can recall of a time, actually, when I was young. I think I was like 7 years old, y'all. And my sister and I were walking home from school. There was this girl who started arguing with my sister. And I was like, don't do that, don't do it. And she kept doing it. I tried to warn her, I really did, but she kept going and I had to retaliate, because if it ain't one thing I know, it's that ain't nobody gonna talk smack about my sister but me, okay? I might call her all types of names under the sun, but ain't nobody gonna attack her but me, and vice versa. But like, yeah, so I retaliated and I spit in the girl hair, and child, when I say she was big mad, she was big mad. Okay, like, tell me why she came to school the next day with a whole bowl cut. Like, she had hair down to here, but I spit in her hair, and she came to school the next day with a damn bowl cut. I wasn't mad about it though. She ain't never said a word to me since, and every time like I would see her in the hallways, she wouldn't even look my way. So my point was made. But anyway, back to the story. Now, you know those Seymour Knights, KKK, yes, they view this Republican-led surge of violence as a black revolt. They were shaking in their boots, okay? Shaking in the Jimmy Choos. They felt like it was a long anticipated, kind of inevitable race war. They decided that they were going to organize and, you know, get ready for war. Now, they actually had an advantage over the black Republicans in numbers as well as weapons. So, you know how this goes. Now, it is unclear who initiated like the first rounds, like who shot first, but I'm sure you guys can use your own imaginations, because I know I did. So the battle started on September 28th, 1868, and what we do know from history is that by the afternoon, it had become a full-fledged massacre, okay? Shots was flying, people were dying, just sad all the way around, you feel me? Mad blacks were shot and killed. People really can just be intimidated by you just living your best life. And those who were not killed on sight, they were captured and then later chased out into the fields and then murdered, okay? Just shot in cold blood, just sick. People wanted to call this the Opelousas Riot, but does this sound like a riot to you, okay? No, this sounds like a whole mother freaking massacre. Freaking riot. Where they do that at? Not in Opelousas. So during this massacre, white Democrats actually were able to capture 12 Republican blacks, and they kind of surrendered. So is it really a capture if they surrendered? I think so, but I could be wrong. Anyway, they got them 12 black Republicans and they shot and killed them the next day on the edge of town, child. Those executions seem to spark even more outrage. You remember how back when George Floyd was murdered and how it just sparked a rage all throughout the country, all throughout the world, really? It kind of had that same trickle effect, right? No one will ever know exactly how many people were killed, but the best estimate that we found is that the number was like 150 people. That's a lot of bodies. Like, the white Democrats, they got a lot of teardrops, okay? But I'm sure, and many historians believe, that the number was far more than 150. The Opelousas Massacre also set the stage for future acts of violence and intimidation. With that being said, lynching became routinized. I think it's routinized. Basically, lynching became the thing to do. You know, it was a systemic way for white supremacy to, assert their power. I am having a really good complexion day, minus the zit on my face. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring up Opelousas Massacre is because I believe that it actually is in sync with the current culture climate today. There's an election coming up, and I just want anyone watching this video to understand, especially as a black citizen, the importance of utilizing your voice. This November, there's a silent topic that's not listed on the ballot. Guess what that topic is? It's race. No, but all jokes aside, seriously though, this whole election is a hot damn mess, but baby girl, we gotta vote. We gots to vote. With less than 50 days remaining until the November elections, it's important to do your research on both candidates. Like when we talk about the Opelousas Massacre and how, I said blacks initially were voting Republican and then decided that, hey, you know what? I actually like the stance of the Democrats. Let me vote Democrat. What we can take away from that in today's culture is utilizing your freedom to, think freely. Because although the Democrat and Republican parties have done their fair share of pandering throughout this election, in my opinion, we can't ignore the facts. I think that this election is forcing competency among citizens to, make an educated vote. I'm not gonna get too political in this video, but I definitely want to encourage using your own mind. Do your research and, become an informed citizen. Don't vote for a particular party just because you feel like that's what's expected of you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm not telling you who to vote for, okay? Because that's your business, baby girl, do you. Look at that lash. Ooh, I just took that look from like zero to hero. Yes, I love this for me. Quite honestly, I don't care who you choose. I just want you to choose to be informed. I haven't gone a day without seeing some type of racially charged violence on the media. Once again, you cannot ignore the facts. This is being done every day. Some of these attacks aren't even televised, you know, like they're not broadcasted. As a Black woman, I just can't sit back and idly just wait for change to happen. I strongly live by the mantra, you know, you have to be the change that you wish to see. Don't know what that means for you, but for me, I'm gonna surround myself with people who value me, my life, and the lives of others who look just like me. You feel me? I feel like I owe it to every Black man, every Black woman, every Black child, adult who has been racially profiled, attacked, and or killed by non-people of color to do my part in helping make change. I'm going to the polls, period, point blank. So yeah, I just really want to stress the importance of voting and, you know, sticking up for those who don't have a voice or their voice isn't heard. One of the many reasons why I decided to make these makeup and politics videos is I just want to use my voice. And I truly hope that you enjoy these videos as much as I do. I really feel like wearing a bold lip, but I think my look is very neutral, so I'm gonna add a little bit of my lip conditioner first. Stuff smells so good. The link to purchase these will be down below. Okay, support Black owned brands, period. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed me putting together this look. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Also, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of my future uploads. And I hope to see you soon.